How are you? Where are you right now?
Hey, I'm good. Just in LA, living in LA at the moment.
I'm here in Mexico City, so thank you for your time to talk about your new music. All of your fans are really excited, myself included, for the new music of Miami Horror. So, what happened in your career or in your life that inspired you to write new music with such a deep message and also like really cool music?
I think the biggest change was like in COVID, right? Like everything kind of shut down and we all changed our perspective a little bit of like what was important. And the first thing I noticed was I kind of stopped caring about trends and I started caring more about like what meant something to me. I was like, okay, well, if I'm gonna do like my last album ever, just as a thought experiment, what would I do, you know? And if you were going to do that, you would make something that was very meaningful to you. So we started exploring that kind of realm and basically like we had almost a whole album worth of other music that was like um, more like in the world of like K Tronada and Calvin Harris slide, like a little bit disco, a little bit soulful, fitting to the trends of like 2018, 2017. And we just threw all that away basically and like started this new process of this new album. And I think it's really good because it just feels like really special to us, you know?
Yeah, you sound like true to yourself, and I think that's something really valuable you as an artist. And also I think the songs sounds a bit different, yet they sound like with your essence as a band. So did you explore like new genres or new ways to produce your music?
There's so much, you know how we always do so many different things on one album. We have like a lot of different music and a lot of different styles. So it's always going to seem a little bit different at first until you hear like the whole thing, you know? Um, and so your question was about what was it? Exploring genres.
Yeah, like oh, yeah.
I think like what we did was just revisit everything that we liked, that we would maybe have been too shy to do. Like, for example, I grew up with Daft Punk and like disco music and stuff like that, but I would have always thought that was too obvious or too this or that to actually make it. But then so many artists would come out and have a song that sounds like what I like that I avoided doing. So this was like a lot of guilty pleasures on this album where it was like actually making, an anthemic indie song, which is kind of like the next song we have coming out. It's you know, if you think of sometimes that's like an anthemic indie song, but very electronic based, and that was from like 2010. So I didn't want to do that again because I felt like that's too obvious for us to do, but really it's what we're good at, you know. So this new song is kind of going in that realm, and then there's another one that comes out in like December that is way more disco Daft Punk kind of thing. So it's like we're actually doing all the things that we should have really just done in the first place, you know, instead of being shy about.
Well, I think you're never too late, right? Like you are always like searching for new things and new things you like. I think it's the
Yeah.
perfect time that you've done this and you experiment with all of this.
Yeah, and I
And
think you can
also,
do it in a new way as well, you know. You can do that
yeah, totally,
in
totally. Yeah, and also I've been reading about the inside of the new songs, and it says that you were also inspired by a lot of memories of growing up in Melbourne. So, if you could, I would like you to share some of your favorite memories growing up in Melbourne.
well, I don't know if you have this in Mexico City as well, but like Melbourne was mostly a rainy city. So like 70% of the year is cloudy. At least 70% is cloudy. So, our summers are very special. Um, the weather really changes, and you get like all these crickets and all these smells. And, you go down to a beach town for like 2 weeks or something, and you see like the kids that you only see down there at summer, like, these friends that you make in summer or things like that. And so the next song Lost Seasons is kind of about like capturing those moments and those seasons that we all had that were very like um kind of like caused us to become the adults we are, you know, and we can't ever go back there, you know, they're only memories. Um, but they
Mhm.
formed us. And so, yeah, this is like kind of a nostalgic, reminiscing song about those kind of things and like very visual moments. And yeah, just about being a kid and kind of the excitement of that and growing up. Yeah.
Mm. That's a beautiful memory. And I think your music can take us back to that moment or like to summer, maybe. So I think you did
Yeah.
pretty good.
This next one you'll see is like very, it just straight away feels nostalgic. So we just harness
Mm.
that feeling and like explored it. Yeah.
Yeah, and I really think you accomplished that representation, that meaning. And to all of us who are maybe going through anxiety about life, and I don't know, maybe your music, it's really comforting for us. At the same time, we can dance to it. So I'm really hoping to see you here in Mexico really soon when the whole album is out, and to see your live show for sure
Yeah.
at
Thank
this new era.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I just can't wait to have the whole album out. Hopefully, yeah, you can see the whole picture then. But
Well,
yeah,
looking forward to it.
yeah, looking forward to coming and playing for you guys soon.
Well, then, thank you very much for your time, and we'll see you soon here in Mexico at our radio station.
Yes, thank you. See you soon.